If you really want peak performance and you really want to create a big impact in this world and have influence and the income that matches that, then there are 3 things you want to stop doing. Number 1, you want to stop equating your self-worth with your results. This is exactly what is behind hyperachievement. There is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting excellence, with wanting to achieve a great deal. That's amazing. You making a difference in this world is exactly one of the things as human spirits were meant to do. However, when it falls into the category of hyperachievement, you want to take a pause. You want to pull back and ask, what's really underneath this? Are you being driven by the whip of unworthiness? Hustling for worthiness, going into situations looking for your worth? Or are you already worthy and coming to the table with that worthiness? Open to excelling, open to feedback, and resilient when things may not go as planned, ever ready to learn from mistakes as opposed to being crippled by them. When you know you're already worthy, when you no longer equate your self-worth with whatever results may be achieved, then you are truly going to step into the arena of greatness. Because if you think about it, coming to the table looking for your worthiness is a form of fear. There's already a part of you that doesn't feel worthy. So you're coming and you're looking for approval through the recognition based on what you have achieved. You know, I know that those results are not going to be constant. You're not going to feel like you're in excellence all the time. You're going to get to new levels of growth where you're going to feel like a baby, like you don't know anything and you've got to learn. On those days, if you think your worth is based on your results and your knowledge and your expertise, then you will feel small. However, when you know that your worth is simply the fact that you are, your being is enough to make you worthy, and you come to the table with that understanding that irrespective of your output and your productivity and the extent to which you have been able to match the high goals that you have put in place for yourself, when you realize that your worth has nothing to do with that, you have truly stepped into another paradigm. So never step into hyperachievement, which is basically a symptom, a sign that your self-worth is based on results. Number 1, not to do. Number 2. Number 2 is to stop believing that you are the general manager of the universe. To stop coming to every situation needing to control every single little bit of it, which may seem like you're in charge and it's a strength, and it is not. It's a sign of a deep-seated anxiety, a feeling of not being in control within, which leads to the need to control what's outside of yourself. Another thing that is so important to understand is that your results are not going to expand and grow and be great simply because you had every single little detail figured out. In fact, it's sometimes a gift not to know. How many times in your life have things happened in a way that you could never have imagined. You couldn't have written that script. It turned out so much better than you could have predicted. And if you do not leave space for these pockets of possibility, there's pockets of miracles, there's miracles that don't have equations that you can write, then how do you really step into that next paradigm? If you're coming from ego knows, it looks at the past, it's looking for what it can predict based on past experiences. If you're coming from that need to control everything with left brain logic as a form of barricade, as a form of protection, because deep within you are afraid, then you're going to limit. You're going to limit the impact that you can create in this world. It takes courage to step into and flow with the unknown. It takes vulnerability to be creative, because when you're creative, you are in the new and there could be criticism. When you release the need to control everything, when you understand the power of intention and you're clear about your vision and you're open to it manifesting in your highest and best, where you bring action without the need to stifle any deviation from what you could have imagined, then things take on a whole new color, a whole new dimension. So number 2 to never do is to step into being the general manager of the universe, to step into controlling every single little thing. And when you notice the anxiety or the fear within of not feeling in control or feeling helpless, the solution is not to control everything outside of yourself. It is to go within and to speak and understand, why am I feeling helpless right now? Why am I feeling powerless right now? That solution is inner alignment as opposed to perfect execution. And this leads to the third thing never to do. And I used to pride myself on being a perfectionist. Now I'm telling you for a fact, if you step into perfectionism, you will never truly achieve greatness. Perfectionism is simply a shield to protect you from criticism. Perfectionism is already coming to the table afraid and worried that others may not appreciate what it is that you're bringing to the table. As a perfectionist, you're not really seeking growth. You're not really seeking excellence. You're not really seeking the best beyond what you could have imagined. You have a template and everything has to fit into that. This limits in so many ways your ability to grow, your ability to integrate creative ideas from others, to listen to feedback as something that's helping you build and grow as opposed to as something painful and you take it personally. When you step away from perfectionism, when you show up already worthy, when you surrender the need to control, then and only then can you step into peak performance. Because peak performance is not stress. Peak performance is not needing to control everything, stress, anxiety. Peak performance is ease and flow. And ease and flow doesn't mean there's no discipline. Ease and flow doesn't mean that there's no efforting. It simply means that with a clear intention, you are also working on your state of being, your vibrational quality, which is the magnet to bring that intention to you. And so you need not, in fact, you must not be in a vibrational state of the anxiety of the controller, the unworthiness of the hyperachiever, or the fear of the perfectionist. When you show up like that, your vibrational field is very negatively impacted. Remember that your results are your actions multiplied by your state of being. If your state of being is not in alignment with your desires, is negative instead of high vibrational, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So for all of you who truly want to step into your greatness, to really magnify your essence authentically, to have a life that you desire as opposed to a life that you are tolerating, all of you who truly want to create impact in this world as well as enjoy, love, incredible vitality, show up with authenticity, and experience deep joy, then you want to stop being a controller, general manager of the universe, hyperachieving, showing up to hustle for worthiness instead of already being worthy when you show up. And you want to drop being a perfectionist. Progress is better than perfectionism. I'd love to know what resonated with you. I'd love to know which one of these sneaky saboteurs you think, oof, I get to work on. I'd love you to connect with me, because then we can actually look at what's between you and that big, bold, audacious goal of yours. In the links below, you will find a saboteur quiz, and it's 2 minutes. It's so powerful. Over 500,000 people have benefited from this knowledge. So you want to shine the light of awareness on those things that are like creepers in the dark, keeping you from being your absolute greatness. Love and light. See you soon.